Right about that. Coach, I can only say this simple. What happened? What happened tonight with this team in that third quarter and the game getting away from you guys?
Yeah, we got outplayed. Um, that's on all of us. Win as a team, lose as a team. We got killed on the boards. This is a bigger, stronger team than we are, and we gotta compete and and win the 50-50 battle. I thought our guys gave the effort, okay, but it wasn't enough.
Coach, when you took the job, one of the things that you said that this would be the scrappiest team in the league, and where was that tonight?
Guys are competing. Okay, we're being outplayed.
As far as just when you look at the way the defense were, rotations, guys getting wide open threes, Bradley said, hey, that was point of emphasis. Why were they able to get that
Yeah, I
many
mean, I
open
gotta I
threes?
gotta look at the film, but I mean, they got some guys that are causing some matchup problems for us, and we got to rotate. When we're trying to bring help to those guys, we got to rotate better than we did.
And then the adjustments. What adjustments were you trying to make, and which ones just didn't pan out?
Yeah, I mean, we changed our coverage on Michael Conley because he really hurt us last game. We keep trying to mix coverages with Ant and with Cat, and we're mixing in some zones. So we're trying to mix pitches, try to keep them off guard some, but it wasn't good enough.
Coach, you mentioned guys are competing, but getting outplayed. Where do you feel like in that third quarter stretch where it kind of got away, they were getting outplayed?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is they're making shots we weren't. Okay, and that slows your momentum down. Like I said, their guys are causing matchup problems that we're not getting out of well enough defensively, and then we're taking the ball out of the net too many times. And second game in a row, one of their role players really hurt us. In terms of Walker, Alexander Walker tonight, McDaniel's last game. Conley's been a problem. As not one of their primary guys in terms of Ant and Cat. That's come in and hurt us the last, each of the games, but in particular the last two games. Rudy's size has been a problem for us, and we got to figure it out.
Sure, this applies to every team to a certain degree, but it feels like when you guys have good process but miss shots, it kind of bleeds into other areas of your game. Did you feel that in the third quarter?
Sure, it's a two-way game, and one side always impacts the other. If you're not getting stops, it's hard to get the offense in rhythm, and if you're not making shots, you start thinking about that side of the ball instead of being locked into what you're supposed to do defensively. So you got to play through that. You got to have a next play mindset, and we got to be better.
Coach, the back half of the third quarter has been when things have started to get away from you guys for three straight games now. Do you see a correlation there? Do you think it's more just the way
Yeah, I
each
mean, the
game is
first two
flowed?
games, I thought it was two different things. I got to look at the tape tonight. I really feel like we just missed a lot of shots and we left some of their shooters open, and they were able to separate and get a lead.
You don't think it's a mental thing for the team?
No.
Coach, you talked about mixing in coverages on Ant sometimes or oftentimes that first half, you're putting two on the ball, trying to rotate out of that. Did you see that caused a lot of problems primarily in the first half?
Caused problems when we didn't double him. I mean, he can rise up and shoot over top of us, and he can knife through the defense. He's a hell of a player, and like I said, when we do bring help or double teams, we got to get out of those situations better than we're doing right now.
Coach, you said yesterday that you were possibly going deeper into your bench, and you did that with bringing Bowl in and also with Jo. So, did you like what you saw with Jo when you put him on Ant-Man in the fourth, or do you feel like you should have made that adjustment earlier?
I don't feel like we should have made it earlier, but we got down and we needed a spark, and that's Jo's role right now on our team. And he came in and did his job. I do like the juice that he brought to the game and the energy. A lot of times when you're playing from behind, you play more, reckless, so to speak, more gambling, and we've seen that when we've had leads and teams do that to us. And Jo was able to come in and change the game from that standpoint. So. We'll look at everything going into game four to see if we can slow these guys down.
Coach, when you look at the obvious stat, no team's ever come back from the 0-3 deficit. How do you approach? I'm sure one.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for us to do something that's never been done before, and we're going to embrace that. There's no quit in our group. We do have to take it one at a time. That's our whole focus is going to be, to evaluate again, huddle up tomorrow and see what kind of adjustments we can make to win game four. I mean, you're playing for pride and you're playing for an opportunity, to keep fighting. and that's what this group wants. This group does not want the season come to an end. We know the competition, the Western Conference is fierce. This is a hell of a team that we're playing. So, we're playing for pride and we're playing for an opportunity to keep fighting.
Coach, when you hear the fans booing in the game, how do you and the team digest that?
That's sports. You're getting your butt kicked at home, the fans are going to boo. I don't blame them.
And then one of the things when you look at a game like this, are you surprised, upset, or angry that knew what was on the line and then just didn't have it to win this game?
Say the question again.
Well, I mean, just your feelings on it. I mean, because you knew that if you
We
lose,
want this really bad, so it's disappointing. It's frustrating. We're all very invested in this, and we're all pouring everything we have into trying to bring these fans, a team they can be proud of, and we feel like we can still do that, but we haven't played well enough in this series.
it's part of the frustration that the adjustments that are being made just aren't working.
Sure. I mean, it's all in the same bucket of being outplayed.
Hey, Coach Haley, I'll go by Sports 360 AZ. So when you're in the huddle in those third quarters and it's tough, how do you balance kind of not overdoing it with trying to get them going and just focusing on basketball in those huddles in kind of the dog days of the game?
Yeah, forward-looking mindset. Win the next stretch of the game, next 2 or 3 minutes. You know what I mean? And lock into what is the task at hand, what your coverages are, what actions we want to be in offensively. I say our players have to have a next play mindset, but as a coach, that's how you have to lead your group. How do we win this next stretch? So, evaluate the areas where we're getting hurt in the game. If we're not making the extra pass, if we're getting killed on the boards, if a certain action they're running is hurting us, how do we clean that up, make the adjustments in game? That's what those timeouts are about.